what the procedure is, but it certainly is eligible to come back by those who voted in favor.
All right, move
All right,
on.
so this is a learning experience. We're getting.
No action.
All right, very good. All right, we're gonna move on. We've got item 8H. This is an action item, discuss and consider resolution number 2023-0201, authorizing the submission of an application for financial assistance to the Office of the Governor for the Pearsall Police Department Vehicle Project.
Project, motion.
There it is. All right, Councilman,
I was
yeah,
reading.
you've got a motion, we have a second. Councilwoman Rodriguez.
First time
We're
I
gonna
read
turn
it,
the floor over to our chief, Chief Flores. And you can find this item on page 51. Chief, floor is yours.
Trying to find
So basically, this is just asking for assistance for, vehicle program?
Grant.
it's just for the approval.
To submit the grant.
Well, there's no need for speech.
Well, it's, now, my understanding is, did I read this right, is we may need to
It's probably.
pony up about 5,000?
In case there's any additional,
In case you want fancier lights. I know.
well, I'll read it and I'll explain afterwards. So, we're applying for a grant for a police vehicle. The vehicle in question that we're looking towards getting is it's a large cargo van. We basically needed to have all of our equipment, for evidence collection and other needs. We could also use it for community events. But it's something that we haven't had, and it's something that if there's a grant available, I don't see why we shouldn't try and take advantage of it. So, the Pearsall Police Department is requesting authorization to secure any necessary additional funds to purchase a large cargo van for the purpose of having all necessary evidence, collection equipment, and other critical incident equipment readily available. Pearsall Police Department does not have an operational command vehicle, nor does it have a vehicle that is large enough to contain all the necessary tools and equipment needed to properly investigate a large major crime scene. If awarded the monies through this grant, the police department will be able to purchase an adequate vehicle for these purposes at little to no cost to the city. Based upon some research, the cost of the cargo van, along with necessary upgrades, is not expected to exceed $80,000. The grant is expected to cover up to $75,000. The city is not required to match funds to this grant.
So it is, Councilman Leal, it's a pretty easy. There may be input on top of that, but anyway, by all means, I think we should. We've got a motion second. Is there any other questions from council?
Would we need to amend that if there's any, monies that y'all are able to negotiate that?
You know, we're talking about just a couple of $1,000s. We're probably just gonna cover it with our own budget. I don't expect us to need a whole. lot
Okay, no,
more.
just in case that we need to pull out from another part of the general fund, the motion reads that we give, our city manager authority to pull from another fund.
Well, this is just to submit the application.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Oh, then they'll bring it back to us?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right, let's roll with that. We've got a motion and a second to submit this application for this vehicle. We got, any other questions? Hearing none, I'll call for a vote. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously. All right,
Thank you.
good luck. Okay, item EI, discuss and consider ordinance number 2023-0203, amending the adopted budget for the fiscal year beginning October 1st. This is the item regarding HEB, I believe, which is the end of our contract with them. So I need a motion and a second.
Motion.
Motion by Councilwoman Rodriguez, a second by Councilwoman Hernandez. City Manager, you got all this?
Council, in your packet, you'll find we believe is the last, we're pretty confident is the last payment of our chapter 380 agreement that we had with HEB. As the council knows, or most of y'all know, it was a 10-year tax abatement. This is our 10th year, 2021 tax year. So we are done, after this year. This will be the last payment. We're asking to amend the budget and pay the $39,127.32, for that.
Which, my understanding is really not pay, it's a reimbursement.
It's a reimbursement.
They paid us.
You have the tax bill, your payment of the tax bill, on page 58 of the packet.
Gotta invest to grow.
We got a motion and a second. Any other questions? Hearing none, I'll call for a vote. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously. All right, item J, discuss and consider the land use variance, special exception application submitted by Kids Are First, for 803 West Frio, and to request permission for the placement of a perimeter fence around the property as per stated in the, attached documents. This is an action item. I'll ask for a motion in a second. Motion by Councilwoman Talamantes, may I have a second? By Councilwoman Garza. City Manager?
Mayor and council, for the council members that aren't aware, when Kids Are First, the city owns the land, okay? They don't, the city owns the land. The city went into an agreement, we have in the packet, with Kids Are First to lease that space. And they are actually working on a pretty good project, after hearing getting some feedback from the fire department. I don't believe the police department had any negative comments, but they are looking to secure their perimeter to that facility. Now, they are required to come and request permission to do that, which is what they're asking for. If you look at the packet real quick, part of what they're looking to do, and there is no variance, that was our issue. We believe there is no variance. All they're asking for is to finish up the erecting of the fence. And so if you look at page 76 of the packet, you can see what they currently have as far as the fence, and then what they're proposing as far as the remaining part of the fence. So that's what's happening. They're asking for approval of what's in blue. If you look at page 76, it seems like a good project, and we just wanted to make sure on our end that we have the access if needed from the fire police department. I think Chief was pretty good about it. I sent him this information, and the fire department had no objections. So we're asking
Mayor.
for approval.
I have a comment.
Councilwoman Rodriguez?
I'm on that board of directors for the Kids Are First. All the other schools around us are doing it. The city pays nothing. I was part of it. I went into negotiation with that contract when it first came into place. All they're doing is, they're upgrading our property and they're just asking us for permission. But the safety of the fence is the safety of the children. Ever since the shooting of Uvalde, we went into emergency meeting and we discussed the safety of those children. And securing the area is what the board decided to do. All the other schools in our district have already put those fences up. I think that we should go forward where the city is not paying any money. Even if we did, it's for the kids. And they already have everything into place, and I think this is a very good thing that we do. All they do is ask us for permission to do something on our property, but we are in contract with them.
It's gonna provide an improvement. So we've got, any other questions? We've got a motion and a second. At this time, I'll ask for a vote. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously. Going on to item 8K, discuss and consider ordinance number 2023-0204, amending the personnel manual to include an employee dating policy and a sexual and unlawful harassment and complaint investigation policy. This is an action item.
Mayor,
I'm
I'd like to make a motion to approve, and I don't think we need a discussion
Yeah.
on this.
okay, all right, we'll go through the
I
motion.
have one question though.
Okay, hold on, wait just a minute.
Oh, sorry.
There's a motion by Councilman
Second.
Leal, I'm gonna ask for a second. There's a second by Councilwoman Rodriguez. It's protocol to ask for questions. Is there a question?
Just one.
You have one.
When do you see this going into effect?
Immediately. I'm
Awesome.
gonna be meeting with each department head tomorrow,
Perfect.
hopefully.
Yes.
Perfect.
Okay, there,
Thank
any
Are
other
we
questions?
considered employees? No, I was just joking.
Will you make sure they
Who are you
sign
gonna
off?
date on here?
Will you make sure when you meet with them that they all sign consent?
I have already acknowledged it
Perfect.
already. Thank you.
Okay, all right, any other questions, council?
No.
Hearing none, I'm gonna ask for a vote. All in favor, please say aye. Motion passes unanimously, thank you. All right, very good. Moving on to item L. Discuss and consider ordinance number 2023-0205, amending ordinance number 2011-140 related to the city of Pearsall tax increment reinvestment zone, board of directors and related matters. I'm gonna ask for a motion in a second. This is an action item. Motion by Councilwoman Rodriguez, may I have a second? Councilwoman Hernandez. All right, city manager?
I'm Bobby.
Is this for the city attorney?
Yes, it's Bobby, for the TERS, page 91.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. There was a discussion recently about a lack of clarity with respect to what the TERS board duties and responsibilities were versus the council that created the TERS board. So this ordinance simply is intended to clarify the roles. And that is simply, it deals with three things. The project plan, which every TERS project needs if the developer is approved for a plan. The authority to approve that plan remains with council. The financing plan, which is also required under state law, that the authority to approve that plan remains with council. And the city retains control, actual physical custody, care, and control over the money in city bank accounts, city staff will issue checks, et cetera. The TERS board is intended as an advisory board. That's what it says in the statute. And basically what the ordinance does is sets forth that if you don't specifically in writing give a duty to the TERS board, then you reserve it to the council. But there are certain things that by law you simply cannot give to them. Issue bonds, impose taxes or fees, exercise the power of eminent domain, but more importantly, give final approval of the project plan anyway. So you always have to keep that amongst yourselves. But we wanted to just clarify moving forward that if a developer is working with the TERS board and getting their approval for a project plan, a financing plan, that the TERS board then recommends to council, we like this, will you please approve it? And that's all we're doing with this ordinance is saying, is clearing up any misunderstanding as to who has the final approval. And under the law and the ordinance, that would remain with council, with the TERS board being an advisory board.
Yeah, as you guys recall, we discussed this kind of strengthened it up a little bit, and we've asked our city attorney to make it specific so that we maintain that authority for the city itself, for council.
Mayor, I have a
So, any other questions, Councilwoman?
I just have a comment with this, I know we already discussed it, but with any kind of monies, and especially the council that put in place this, this board, is that the council is the people that are ultimate responsible for the money spent, and this is what we're supposed to do. So with that being said, I'm 100% for updating that ordinance.
And being an elected official is probably the best
Yeah.
way to,
Yes,
because hopefully it's gonna escalate. We're gonna
hopefully,
have a lot
that's the purpose of it.
Yeah, to generate more stuff. Okay, we got a motion second. Any other questions? On call for a vote, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously, very good. Moving on to item M, discuss and consider setting a date, time, and place for a public hearing for a request for a conditional use permit for Jane Adron at 231 North Garcia Street. This is an action item. There's a motion by Councilman Leal. May I have a second by Councilwoman Hernandez. City Manager, or Crystal?
Good evening again, Mayor and Council. If council desires to move forward, the date of publication will be February 24th. Staff is recommending setting the public hearing date for March 14th, 2023. I will let you know, we're gonna have this on the next agenda. Staff is looking at requiring a variance for this property. The lot that she's gonna wants to set her mobile home on is very, very narrow. So she's gonna probably have maybe about 6 feet on one side, 5 feet on the other side. So same situation here. She wants to get out of her little apartment. She's able to qualify for mobile home, so that's the lot she was able to obtain.
Okay, if that, we've got a date, the next regular scheduled meeting for March 14th. Council, we've got a motion and a second. May I have a vote? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously. All right, thank you, City Secretary. Moving on to item N, discuss and consider ordinance number 2023-0206, ordering a general election for May the 6th, 2023, for the purpose of electing a mayor and 3 city council members, place 5, 6, and 7. This is an action item.
Motion.
There's a motion by Councilman Leal. May I have a
Second.
second by Councilman Trevino. City Secretary.
Trevino Rodriguez.
Second.
Motion by Leal, second by Councilman Trevino.
Because I heard to be.
Yeah, gotcha.
So we do have the general election coming up May 6, 2023, the first Saturday of the month of May. Up for election is mayor, places 5, 6, and 7. Early voting will be conducted here at City Hall as always. That'll be taking place between April 24th and May 2nd. The election day, however, will be handled by Mr. Jesus Cuevas with a alternate judge, Grace Pettis. That'll always be at the Ted Flores Elementary. By law, we're required to do a joint election. We do that with the school automatically. We're keeping the same rates of pay as we have for the years prior. The other date that I have here is the drawing, which I believe I put as February 27th. It is a Friday. We are required to go ahead and order it. I do not have the lease agreement or the ballot administrative services agreement yet. That has to go through county first. Then once Mr. Segura gets that approved, then we go ahead and bring that back to you guys. So that'll happen more than likely in March.
Is the election
Thank you
gonna be
very much.
administered, is the election gonna be administered by the county or going back to the city?
City, that'll be by city, yes, sir. We're not contracting this year. We haven't had any recommendations from the state governor, the Secretary of State's office or anything like that, so the city will be handling it.
Okay, folks, pretty standard procedure here, so I'll call for a vote. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously. Okay, folks, it is 7:18 at this time. We're going into executive session. Please use your cell phones here and join us over there.